afternoon and welcome to this special edition of ABC4 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Courtney Johns. After more than 5 decades, a long-standing murder case in Moab has finally been resolved. And our Southern Utah correspondent, Ann Woodward, has more on that story.
Over 51 years ago, on March 2nd, 1973, Ann Woodward was brutally murdered after being strangled by the leg of her own pants while working her shift at Woody's Tavern Barn in Moab. And for over 5 decades, this case has gone unsolved until today. The Moab Police Department held a press conference today to announce the resolution of the long-standing murder case of Ann Woodward. The killer was identified as Douglas Chudamelka, who passed away in October of 2002. And because of that, he never faced justice for his actions on that tragic night at Woody's Tavern. During the conference, Detective Jeremy Drexler, the man who spearheaded the investigation, talked about where they eventually found the DNA and why it's taken so long to solve this case.
The areas in red there is all of the areas where Doug's DNA was found on Ann's clothing that night after it was sent to the medical examiner's office, came back to the sheriff's department and stayed in storage. It was 50 years, 9 months, and 12 days is when it was found.
Although the case is now solved, it doesn't erase any of the damages that the murder has caused on the community and those who were close to Ann. Ann's oldest daughter, Leslie Ann Estes, who was only 18 years old at the time of her mother's murder, talks about the hole that was left in her life.
It is just so many things that I wish that she would have been here for, because I would have been a lot better person. And I'm not trying to say that my life isn't worth something, but I was blessed with really good DNA, and I would have been able to put it to a lot better use and been a lot better mother and a lot better wife.
Lex Bell, the chief of police in Moab, also shared his thoughts on what he hopes this resolution brings to Ann's family and friends.
To me, it was just amazing that we were able to hopefully give them a little peace and maybe help them to be able to get closure and move on. Now we know, and there's no longer the Woody's cold case, you know.
However, getting closure is easier said than done.
Maybe that's one thing that this did give to me, is the why. You know, because it didn't bring any, there's no closure for me, or it's still going to go on. She's still going to be gone tomorrow, and my children have never seen her, and they'll never know what a wonderful grandmother she would have been.
While the case is now closed, the impact of Ann Woodward's murder still resonates deeply with her family and the community. This resolution brings a measure of peace, but the pain and loss will remain. Reporting from Moab, Ann Woodward, ABC4 News.